Assalamu alaikum to everyone watching our podcast at Startup Pakistan. This is your host Elisa Afaq and I welcome you all to another exciting episode. Today we're going to talk about travel and tourism with Wego, the largest online travel marketplace in the MENA region. In this episode, we're diving headfirst into the magic of travel technology. Imagine a world where planning your next adventure is as easy as a few taps on your smartphone. We're about to explore the innovations that are reshaping the travel scene, from how you plan your trips to how you book your stays, and even how you experience the incredible destinations around the globe. Let me introduce you to our worthy guests for today. We have with us the Chief Technology Officer of Wego, Mr. Gary Theis, and the Director of Wego Pakistan, Mr. Ubaidullah Sarwar. Both have rich and diverse experience in the field of travel, artificial intelligence, and technology. So without any further ado, let's get into the conversation. Hi, sir. We're glad to have you on our podcast today. How are you?
Oh, very good. Really appreciate you guys giving me the time to...
That's great to know. Okay, so Wego, what a unique name. I would want to know, what is Wego all about and your association with the company, and how's your journey been so far, if we can discuss that.
Sure. So Wego started back in 2005, and you mentioned the name. It's kind of a unique name.
Really?
And so we used to have a different name, but nobody could pronounce it. So one of our early investors actually asked us to change it. This was back when everybody wanted a 4-letter name and it meant something. So Wego sounded like travel.
Really did.
Yeah. So my experience with the company is I was actually the first employee back then. Started out as a technical director, and we basically created a travel marketplace. And Wego right now is the largest travel online marketplace in the Middle East, North Africa region. And we try to decomplicate searching for travel by doing something very clever. What we do is, a marketplace means you can see many different companies' pricing, like all the online travel agencies you deal with right now. They actually show up in our listing, and you can easily sort through them, filter them, and then you can book on them. So it's a more interesting and clever way to approach just going to one particular site, and you can see all the sites at once.
That was a very creative start for the company that's in the niche of travel. Actually, that's cool.
Yep.
So if we now move forward towards the competition, actually, if we talk about the travel industry itself, it's very segregated these days. Every service and every kind of product is available. And if we move forward towards the emergence of technology, we can see that there's a lot of people working in this niche and in this category. So what do you think? How is Wego different from the competition that you see in the global market?
Okay. So 2 ways. One is the majority of the competition is actually in many ways our partner, because you can see all these different sites on our site. We're actually partners with a lot of the major OTAs you know of. Some of the other things that Wego is very good at is we localize very well. So for example, we're in the Middle Eastern North Africa market, and we focused on languages, on blog content, on doing just interesting and relevant things for that particular area. And we have headquarters in both Singapore and Dubai is where we do, a lot of the focus on marketing in that whole part of the world. So I would say our really unique element in this is that we localize very well. We consider the markets we enter in, and we don't just consider them an afterthought. Like a lot of the big players, they're big in the US, they're big in Europe, or they focus on those areas. And it ends up, the Middle East or some of these areas become afterthoughts. For us, it's our first consideration.
So you talked about the barriers, right? And the linguistic barrier, and that you were working in different areas. Do you think you're dealing it as an obstacle? Or like, if it is an obstacle, how are you guys dealing with it in terms of technology?
So technology, that's part of what the brilliant team here does here in Pakistan, the mobile teams, and they had to deal with all the right to left text and all the unusual calendars and things like that, and just being able to deal with so many different languages in the region. It's been a barrier, but we consider it a barrier more to our competition than anything else, because we're native to it. We kind of burned in that crucible, so to speak, and we kind of made it our own. And it made us, we were one of the very early companies to go in with smart mobile apps, easy to use in Saudi and the other parts of the Middle East.
Well, that's a very clever way of approaching it. That's okay.
It's worked out so far, yeah.
So if we talk about the shift of this technology sector into AI, now that you have incorporated AI into the products and services that are being given in Wego, how do you think that this incorporation of the AI technology has it been like an obstacle, or has it been like something that people have been they've been using, so it was easy for them to just get into it?
Right. So there's two pieces of that answer there that I would say. Basically, we've been using AI and that sort of things for providing relevant results and things like that for a long time. A lot of the industry has. But what you're probably more referring to is now the onset of these things like ChatGPT and how we integrate that. So we haven't released it yet. It's very far advanced, and actually a lot of that work is being done here in Pakistan. But we're about to be releasing an application that'll not a full application, but a piece of our app that's going to allow users to speak to the app and to ask questions about where they want to travel to. And we're going to make this chat interface better than what we think a lot of our competition has done. A lot of the competition is almost just release ChatGPT as it is, slap their logo on it, and there's no real value add.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't necessarily let you book or that sort of thing. We're going to go a little more deep into this, and we're going to make it so that you can actually control our app with your voice in Urdu. Or whatever local language you've got. And you'll be able to ask it questions, have it set itineraries for you. And it'll also be able to control the application and make bookings. You'll be able to speak to it as if you're speaking to a travel agent or someone who's running the site for you. It's meant to be more like a travel agent. Yeah.
That would be very easy though. But do you know that AI is very dangerous too? There are a lot of consequences, and where it's being used for the good, it's being used for the bad as well. So how do you take that?
So yeah, AI it's a funny beast right now, and it's really evolving. For one, a lot of people know it has a tendency to hallucinate.
Yeah.
So you will talk to it, and it will just run off on another line of conversation. It will be answering questions you didn't ask, and it's funny trying to deal with that. There's also the issues of guardrails. Like sometimes you don't want it to take a particular line of thought, or maybe it's giving advice it doesn't have any reasonable right to. And so there are a lot of companies trying to figure out how to control that. And we're watching it too. We're going to try and control it to the point where it's relevant to travel. Obviously, we're not interested in producing, a healthcare professional or anything like that. But the dangers of course, I think it helps people perform their jobs, but it may also take away from jobs in the future. But on the other hand, I think what people do for work may change, just like the Industrial Revolution and any other change in technology. People will move on to other specialties which fit that as a tool.
Exactly. But do you think you guys would have to provide some training or demos for them to understand that? But in case if there is something that if anything bad happens, then how would you be catering that? One of the things we're going to do is we're going to try and guardrail the app to keep it from getting off the rails, so to speak, and answering those sort of questions. Because in a lot of nations, a lot of areas, and even if we talk about Pakistan, AI is being used in a very wrong way, and it's an image that's been created. So companies suffer a lot because of that. So think I would want that Wego does not.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, and we're there to help people. We're there to help people book travel and to get ideas for what they can do. It's meant to be an ideation and exploration thing rather than anything that's untoward. Okay,
so I have heard about Wego's AI price-driven feature. Can you talk a little bit about that and how it's going to help people in booking the flights, and also like the prices? Because if I talk about myself, if I have to travel or if I have to book a flight, price is something that matters a lot to me. Even if I'm getting a good service or not, that doesn't matter. If I'm getting cheaper rates, I'll just want to go on that.
Sure.
So how is your AI feature helping the people in booking flights and price prediction?
Right. So the idea of price prediction is that we can monitor past performance of what flights have done over the course of a year based on holidays and regions and weather pattern and all of these things. Take them into account, and then put together prices as to what we think that you could logically get a flight for at that time. And you'll be able to say, if I wanted to travel cheaply, when, and it could give you some suggestions. So a bit of this is forward looking because we're constantly working to build something that's better. But it should be where you'll be able to see, you'll be able to ask this AI a question like, what's the best time of year for me to travel, and what kind of price would it be if I wanted to, visit Lahore or Singapore, wherever you wanted to go.
Okay, that is cool. Also for the travelers who are trying to explore the world, every region, maybe there are people who want to travel around the globe. There's no part left that Wego is not catering. Like every region, everything is on it in terms of travel.
Yes, sure.
Every region.
Yeah, all the major airlines, all the major, and a lot of the low-cost carriers. We try to carry as much as we can as a travel marketplace. So even where we don't have it ourselves, and Wego does also participate in its own marketplace. So we have flights and hotels as well. But we also offer flights from all the competition in the areas that we service. So the whole world.
Okay, cool. So it's safe to say that Wego is basically we go everywhere.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's right. And,
Okay.
And I had to, guys, help me come up with something. We like to say, I mean, with regard to pricing, when they go high, we go low.
Oh, so that's the way.
It works on many levels.
You can come up with that too. It's good. Assalamu alaikum, sir. It's great to have you here on board today with us. So अगर हम पाकिस्तानी मार्केट की बात करें, आप क्योंकि डायरेक्टर हैं वीगो के फिर पाकिस्तान, आप अपनी जर्नी के बारे में थोड़ा सा बताएं कि how the office works here and how's the environment.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having us here. And yeah, so I joined Wego 7 years ago. I started as an engineer developing Wego's websites and mobile applications. And then after a few years, because Wego was expanding to the other regions, we did with Egypt, Kuwait, Turkey, India, then ये चीज़ common थी कि we should go and explore the travel marketplace for Pakistan. So that's what we did. 2 years back, I came back. I left Singapore and I came back with my family here, and we opened up this office. We hired a great team, and then we started working for Pakistan. So as for your question, that what special we are doing for Pakistan market, right? I mean, as Gary mentioned, that we are very successful in MENA region and other regions, but there is no one recipe for success. So we have to do different things according to culture, right? So in order to understand this, हमें ये समझना पड़ेगा पहले कि what are the common problems for the people who wants to travel in Pakistan. So you'd say the number one problem is lack of transparency. So right now, कोई भी जो travel करना चाहता है, he don't have any transparency in terms of price, right? So I mean, right now, if someone has to estimate the price for their flights, hotels, and other activities, they have to go to some offline agent. जो जिस तरह हम agents के साथ काम करते हैं, आप agents के पास जाते हैं, आप उनको बताते हैं, and they come up with some budget, right? And they tell you some options. Or there are other airlines and websites which are where you can go, or आप अपनी flight or hotel reserve करवा सकते हैं online. But there are too many, right? And this is very troublesome for user to go everywhere, every different single website. आप अपनी information fill out करते हैं, and then if you have to change your plans according to your budget, just like you mentioned now, कि आपने बताया कि the budget is very crucial part of your trip, right? Then you need to have something flexible that you can go and change your dates and check. And that's exactly what we do here at Wego. So for our customers, our algorithm, it compares 700 plus websites and routes, and we get different prices for different websites from different airlines. और हम अपने user के लिए best price, cheapest price according to his needs हम उनको show करवाते हैं वो, and then they can book with us, right? So this was the number one problem which Wego will solve, the lack of transparency, because Wego के अंदर once पाकिस्तान में कोई भी user Wego की app use करता है और वो कोई किसी भी route को search करता है, for example लाहौर से दुबई, then he can see multiple airfares from different airlines, from different agents, right, from different companies, and then they can choose according to them. Another major problem जो पाकिस्तानी traveler face करते हैं वो transparency के अलावा वो है payment methods, right? Because जो कि हमारे यहाँ पे platforms है, जितने भी international platforms हैं जहाँ पे आप जाके अपनी ticket purchase कर सकते हैं, वो सारे international payments accept करते हैं, ठीक है? And when you know that when you are doing international payments, there are extra fees and extra things. So what we did in Wego, so Wego में we have incorporated all the local banks and all the local payment methods, there will be you can use Jazz Cash, Easy Paisa, your Mizan Bank app card, and other cards as well. So this will help a lot in terms of payments for our Pakistani users.
Fair enough, makes sense. ठीक हो गया सर. अब अगर हम थोड़ा टेक्नोलॉजी की तरफ आके बात करें, पाकिस्तानी मार्केट में आप भी बैठे हैं, मैं भी बैठी हूँ. अब अगर हम ये चीज़ देखें कि यहाँ पे कितने लोग टेक savvy हैं, नॉट अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल आर accustomed to using टेक्नोलॉजी. एग्जाम्पल ये ले लें, करीम एंड ड्राइव की ही ले लें, जो टेक्नोलॉजी में सबसे पहले यहाँ पाकिस्तानी मार्केट में आए. ड्राइवर्स को अभी तक ट्रेनिंग देने के बाद भी वो इतने ब्लंडर्स करते हैं. हम इन ड्राइव मंगाते हैं, वो किसी रूट पे लेके चले जाते हैं. दे डोंट नो हाउ टू यूज इट इवन आफ्टर प्रॉपर ट्रेनिंग, और मे बी अ लॉट ऑफ देम आर नॉट इनटू ट्रेनिंग, बट अगेन इट्स अ बिग टूल ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी. हम वीगो की अगर बात करें तो आप लोग भी एआई को, टेक्नोलॉजी को इनकॉर्पोरेट कर रहे हैं, एंड आई हैव हर्ड दैट यू गाइस वुड बी इंट्रोड्यूसिंग न्यू फीचर्स एंड न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स इन दिस नीश. सो हाउ डू यू थिंक कि लोग उसके साथ कैसे अकस्टम होंगे, एंड हाउ फॉर दिस इंक्रीजिंग ट्रेंड ऑफ ट्रैवल इन पाकिस्तान, और फिर जिस तरह पाकिस्तानी मार्केट में इस चीज़ की डिमांड इतनी बढ़ रही है, so they're not tech savvy at the same time, but you guys are introducing it. A lot of people know, a lot of people don't. तो उसको आप किस तरह देखते हैं?
Actually, it's a very interesting question, and we always tend to find a balance, right, between technology and our user expectation. तो पाकिस्तान यूजर्स के लिए आप देखें कि हमारी जो ऐप और वेबसाइट है, इट्स फॉर एवरी रीजन, राइट. फॉर पाकिस्तान वी हैव a Wego.pk for Pakistan domain, and we have a Pakistan region in our mobile apps for Android and iOS as well. And our apps are very user friendly. If you see that, we have designed our apps, and as of the new features for the local Pakistan market, we saw कि हमें ये देखा कि there is a need for features which caters to the local Pakistani market. जैसे कि car rentals. Car rental is a dire need right now for the travelers, जो कि लोग पाकिस्तानी expats बाहर से आते हैं and they are coming to visit their family, right, और उनको कोई airport transfer और car rental चाहिए होता है, so this will be a useful feature for them. इसके अलावा online visa services, वो लोग जो travel करना चाहते हैं but they are not very tech savvy, they don't know के and they don't want to go to agent for visa. It's very troublesome process to fill out the forms and everything, right, and then the waiting process. So Wego mein we are exploring online visa application for our Pakistan market, so that it will help users के वो एक ही platform पे अपना सब कुछ कर सकते हैं. So इसके साथ ही Wego में like we are very particular about local content. Like for example, we know that कि पाकिस्तानी यूजर्स के लिए बीइंग अ पाकिस्तानी माई सेल्फ के कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है कुछ इवेंट्स, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल ईद उल फितर, ईद उल अजहा, रमदान, एंड वी नो द ट्रेंड्स, राइट. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू दोज ट्रेंड्स वी क्रिएट आवर फीचर डेस्टिनेशंस and things like this. And for example, 2 years back we introduced a feature called Qibla feature, so that the Muslim users can use that feature to detect Qibla direction from our app. और इसके अलावा हम नमाज की टाइमिंग दिखाते हैं और वो भी सब रीजन्स के लिए. लाइक अगर आप पाकिस्तान में हैं तो यू कैन सी ऑल प्रेयर टाइम्स इन पाकिस्तान. अगर आप इंडिया में तो आप इंडिया की टाइम देख सकते हैं. सो दीज आर स्मॉल थिंग्स विच वी आर ट्राइंग टू डू.
तो आप ये कहना चाह रहे हैं कि पाकिस्तानी मार्केट में मार्केटिंग सबसे बड़ा हाथ प्ले कर रही है इस चीज के अंदर फॉर यू टू
मार्केटिंग. एंड एक्चुअली वी आर टारगेटिंग द रियल प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ यूजर. जस्ट लाइक आई मेंशन के यूजर्स को इस टाइम इशू ये है कि they don't want to ask their agent so many questions, or at the same time agents are not very transparent in terms of prices, in terms of options. Like for example, if you want to go to somewhere but you have a budget, right, and your agent gives you some trip plan but it's not according to your budget, then you ask him again, then changing dates. So it's not very friendly, user friendly, right?
आप बजट्स और इन चीजों को लेके एज एन इंसेंटिव ट्रीट कर रहे हैं.
Yes.
कि आप लोगों का ब्रांड नेम है, चलो उसको लेके लोग ट्रस्ट कर लेंगे, बट प्राइसेस और चीजें मार्केट में जो 2 नंबरी चल रही है या जो भी हो रहा है उससे कम लेवल पे आपने ये चीजें रखी.
So because we have direct deals with airlines like PIA and other airlines in Pakistan, so we get very good discounts and deals. And that's why our price is very transparent. And at the same time, हमारे taxes और दूसरी फीस भी बड़ी transparent है. It's not like कि आपको एक टिकट की प्राइस कुछ और शो हो रही है, but when you are about to book, आप taxes ऐड हो गए हैं, ये चीज़ें ऐड हो गई हैं. It's like so we are very transparent in that sense. Like our whole platform, our model is we show all other partner websites, all other available fares, so user can choose anyone whichever it likes.
चलें, ये तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. व्यूअर्स को सुन के भी बहुत अच्छा लगेगा कि अगर इतनी ट्रांसपेरेंसी है तो why not?
Yes, definitely.
Sir, domestic travel and domestic market in Pakistan is the largest market of Pakistan. तो आपके ख्याल में टूरिज्म के लिए वीगो क्या रोल प्ले कर रहा है, और कौन सी ऐसी टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशंस हैं जो आपको लगता है कि लोगों को एक्सप्लोर करनी चाहिए, and Wego will help people in that?
Yeah, you're right. कि अभी बहुत ज़्यादा पोटेंशियल है हमारी टूरिज़्म में, स्पेशली डोमेस्टिक, और उसमें काफ़ी ज़्यादा एरियाज ऐसे हैं जो से अनएक्सप्लोर्ड है. लाइक people, I mean, sometimes people have heard the name, but they don't know like how to go there, right? How to book hotels. That they are afraid कि वहाँ जाएंगे होटल नहीं मिलेगा and whatever. So as a Wego, as a company, we're just not a booking app, right? So we also act as your travel guide, right? As a assistant that we will help user that where they want to go. And at the same time, our goal is to कि हम जितने भी hotels हैं वो हम उनको लेकर आए वीगो के अम्ब्रेला में, वीगो के प्लेटफॉर्म में, कि फॉर एग्जांपल अगर स्कर्दू में जितने भी होटल्स हैं वो आप यूज़र वीगो की ऐप में यहीं से देख सके और उसको बुक करवा सके. ठीक है, अभी यही इश्यूज होते हैं कि इफ़ यू वांट टू गो फॉर एग्जांपल नारायण का गान, राइट, आप वहाँ पे जाएंगे, वहाँ पे अगर आपको होटल मिल गया कोई तो ओके है, देन अगर इट्स अ पीक टाइम, राइट, देन द रेट्स विल बी अकॉर्डिंग टू दोज होटल ओनर्स. बट एट द सेम टाइम, if you use Wego, and you can see that hotel in the Wego app, so you can book in advance, right? If you are planning your trip in advance, you can book that in advance, and then you can save yourself some trouble. At the same time, we by adding local payment methods, just like I mentioned, like local bank cards and local payment methods like Jazz Cash will ease the process for users.
अगर मैं इसी बात का जिक्र करूं, मैंने पढ़ा था कि Airbnb के साथ ये हुआ था that they were showing some areas के वहाँ पे जाके ऐसी डेस्टिनेशन है, ये रूम अकोमोडेशन है, ये ट्रैवल गाइड ऐसा ट्रिप होगा, बट वो हुआ नहीं था and they received a lot of backlash on that. आप लोगों ने ये चीज़ एक्सपीरियंस की है कभी that customers come and they say कि जो चीज़ दिखाई गई थी वो नहीं निकली?
Well, it might have happened. Like I'm not sure where कोई ऐसा incident हुआ है, but I know that our CS team is very good. Like our customer support team is very good, and हम user की जो भी feedback होता है, जो भी questions होते हैं, उनको बड़ा promptly हम respond करते हैं user को. तो but we make sure our partners, whatever our partners are vetted, and we make sure that whatever our platform is proposing, the people get that.
So Pakistan has rich culture and we have diverse regions to explore. And जैसे मैंने अभी Gary से भी discuss किया, and he told me about the incorporation of AI and how it's being used for positive and for the negatives as well. आपके ख्याल में AI की incorporation से Wego किस तरह से लोगों को उनकी travel recommendations दे रहा है according to their preferences? Maybe I'm not a person who would want to visit North, but that's not true though. But if I don't want to, and if I want to go to some other place that is still unexplored and is on the panel of tourist explorations, तो Wego किस तरह से help कर रहा है recommendations tailor करने के लिए to their own preferences?
I'll refer to your prior question that आपने पूछा था कि क्योंकि यहाँ पे लोगों की adaptability नहीं है मोबाइल ऐप्स की तरफ, टेक्नोलॉजी की तरफ, तो AI will help us in that. So how कि इसलिए कि कुछ लोगों के लिए ऐप को खोलना, वेबसाइट पे जाना, उसमें डिफरेंट पेजेस पे जाना, डिफरेंट स्क्रीन्स पे जाना, प्रेसिंग डिफरेंट बटन्स to get to what they want, right? To like select routes, to select prices, it's to compare different things, it's hard. लेकिन अगर when our AI tool is out there, people in Urdu speaking people can easily say okay, मैं यहाँ से दुबई जाना चाहता हूँ, I have this budget, और मैं यहाँ इतने दिन रुकना चाहता हूँ, और मैं ये चीज़ें देखना चाहता हूँ, तो मुझे मेरी एक पूरा प्लान क्रिएट कर दें. सो आवर सिस्टम विल हेल्प यू क्रिएट अ होल आइटिनरी, राइट, according to that budget, right? That okay, if you have 3 days, you should buy this ticket, you should go day 1, you should do this, day 2 you should do this, and day 3. And the interesting part is कि ये आप उसे regenerate करवा सकते हैं again and again, like no matter how many times, right? I mean, imagine this that आप एक agent के सामने बैठी हैं, एक travel agent, physical agent जो है उसके सामने बैठी हैं उसके ऑफिस में, and you want to go somewhere and you are asking him these questions, and you are changing your mind and you're changing your options कि नहीं मुझे उसकी भी option दिखाएं, मुझे उसकी भी option दिखाएं. There will be a time he get frustrated, right? So I mean now ये चीज़ हमारी जो AI tool है ये लोगों की हेल्प करेगा कि लोग इससे कुछ भी पूछ सकते हैं, कितनी दफ़ा भी पूछ सकते हैं. They can change their options and then eventually they will get what they want, right? So I think once it's out and people can easily interact with our app using like they're just speaking, right? Just speaking Urdu. So it will be wonderful. कि कोई भी language barrier नहीं है. They don't care like how to use the app, where is the flight screen or where is the hotel screen. They just had to press a speak button and they just had to say what they want, and our app will help them in booking and everything.
Well, in Pakistani market, it would definitely be a step forward in innovation. That's cool.
I mean, Wego is more than a booking app. हम आपके Wego act like a travel guide as well, right? So if you see our app and our website, हमारे पास sections हैं जिसमें हम featured destinations दिखाते हैं, and it is curated for each and a very specific region, right? And it is very specific. Sometimes it's very specific to user itself, because we have we send user feeds according to their personalization, and we have this system in place that we send user featured destinations and other suggestions based on the user personalized data. So in these terms, I think that we can help a lot in tourism for Pakistan, because we can help people identify hidden gems of Pakistan where people maybe don't know. A lot of people don't know. So we can feature those destinations and make it hassle-free for users to go there and book there. And that would help a lot for Pakistan tourism.
So are you guys using any creative marketing tool or something like that? Because obviously when I'm scrolling on social media, if I'm being bombarded with all that data, I don't want to see it. I'll just quickly shut down those apps and all. So how do you guys cater that?
As we say that Wego is just not a booking app. Our content team is great. We have a lot of what we use in our ads. हम अपने ads में पाकिस्तान के different landscapes, different sceneries use करते हैं, and they are very eye pleasing, right? So and we have a blog. हम Wego के अंदर अपना हमारा blog है, travel blog, which a lot of people use. And I think it's credit goes to our content team that they had made it possible that Wego is just not a booking app. It's also your travel guide, right? We show featured destinations. We show personalized curated destinations for users. And हमारे blog में users के लिए informative blogs आते हैं. For example, how to apply for Schengen visa, how to apply for certain visas, and what to expect if you are going there. So things like this have which make Wego stand out from its competition.
Well, now a lot of people would be interested. Students actually who want to go towards your website for study. Well, that is great. So, sir, there are a lot of regions that are culturally very diverse. So if we talk about the tool of AI, how do you think AI is personalizing the recommendations that they're giving to the users so that they could see all those travel recommendations tailored to their needs? What's your take on that? And what's Wego doing for that?
So we basically try to look at what the user has done on the site, what sort of things they've looked at, and form them into personas. Are they adventurous? Are they explorers? Are they family travelers or business? And we also, as was mentioned before, we've got a really good content team who's created a lot of content about specific areas and cultures and things like that. Visas and all the things that you would need to know to plan some travel in a different area. And what happens is we actually allow the AI to ingest that information, all the blogs, all the write-ups on visas and interesting hidden gems and that sort of thing. And then we look at the persona that you sort of formed while you've been using the site, and then we can offer you really relevant information through the AI system. So it's not purely what ChatGPT has been trained on; it's also all the data and information that we've managed to create to show you.
So you are sure that if I get to see the ad, I won't be bored or irritated?
I would hope not. I mean, if you're on the travel site, you're probably looking for some place to go or something to do. So, we hope we're not interrupting you, to offer some suggestions. Yeah. But also, we do have a very adept social media team, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, they're on it, blogs. And so you may see us there first before you see us, an ad in the app.
Well, that's cool. If it's working in my favor, then why not?
Yeah, that's right.
So, Gary, you're here in the office of Pakistan, and I believe your trip is going so far so good.
Yeah, very well.
So in terms of hiring and people who definitely would want to join Wego now after this amazing podcast, what do you want to say about that? And if people want to join, or what kind of people you want to get into the company, about the hiring process, how Wego just goes with it?
Sure. So we came to Pakistan with not only the idea of expanding here for travel, but expanding here for engineering as well. And so we're looking to hire on both fronts. And we think there's there is a wealth of engineering talent in this country, especially in this part of the country. You have LUMs, and I'm sure the other guys could speak to a lot of the more specific groups. But we hire mobile, we hire data engineers, we hire back end engineering. It's kind of the whole gamut of type of roles, and I think some of the other guys will probably speak a little more specifically to it because they're doing the hiring. But we've had a lot of success. This is actually now, I think, the second or third largest Wego office, and it's come up in 2.5 years. We're probably the fastest growing, and we're looking forward to it, really growing in the next few years. We have such a lovely office too. I would invite people to.
That's great to hear. Actually, here in Pakistan, also people are really into creative and marketing side more. So if you could talk a bit about the technology sector and the factor that AI is being incorporated, if you want to talk to the audience about that, if people want to join in that thing, what can they do?
Okay, so
not just marketing only.
Right. So I mean, if I think content creation, we do have some growth people here, and we probably will be hiring some people specific to this market for content creation. Our content creation team is a heavy user of AI, so they produce articles in conjunction with ChatGPT and things like that. A lot of it is, of course, they're sticklers for being correct, so we don't just put it in there and say, please write me an article. It's reviewed. It's, we check all the facts, and the guys are really, really good at what they do. And I think anybody who's interested in getting skilled up in that market would be very well served to take a look at, the kind of jobs we're posting here.
Well, there'd be a lot of people interested after hearing that now. Sure. Just तरह अभी Gary ने हमें बताया about the hiring process and how you guys are hiring in tech field and marketing as well, and definitely people would be interested in joining. हम जरा पाकिस्तानी market की बात करें तो about the economic downfall, and also हर बंदा जहाँ भी join करना चाहता है वो incentive सबसे पहले यही देखता है कि मुझे salary कितनी मिल रही है, and what are the perks, what are the benefits, what are the incentives. तो Wego क्या कर रहा है ऐसा खास, और salary की थोड़ी बात करें, थोड़े insights अगर आप हमें दें, हमारी audience को दें, जिसके बाद शायद वो वाकई अपनी companies छोड़ के Wego आ जाएं. तो थोड़ा उस बारे में बताएं.
So I can't tell you the exact numbers, but yeah, so we are paying people good. So it's the best thing we did because of the recent inflations and the changes of the currency PKR versus US dollar. We were having a lot of trouble in terms of people's salaries, that prices, inflation were going high, और लोगों की सैलरी वही रहती है यहाँ पे, ठीक है, डॉलर की प्राइस चेंज होती रहती है. सो व्हाट वी डिड, वी कन्वर्टेड ऑल ऑफ आवर एम्प्लॉयज सैलरी इनटू USD. सो नाउ ऑल ऑफ आवर एम्प्लॉयज व्हिच वी हायर्ड, हम उनको US डॉलर में हायर करते हैं, एंड एवरी मंथ दे आर गेटिंग हायर पे, क्योंकि हर महीने यूजुअली यहाँ पे डॉलर का रेट बढ़ जाता है. सो दे गेट हायर पेज एवरी मंथ, एंड विच कवर्स देयर इन्फ्लेशन and which makes them very happy.
Well, चलें, सैलरी पे तो हम satisfy हो गए. वैसे Wego is all about travel. तो आप अपने एम्प्लॉयज को भी ट्रैवल में कुछ compensate करते हैं?
Yes, definitely. As we motivate other people to travel, so definitely we motivate our employees to travel. So we have this perk that every employee can use $500 for travel, right? So, and all of us do that. Last year I used that to travel to Singapore. So everyone is doing that. So it's a great perk.
That is a great incentive, no doubt. So sir, Wego is all about travel. और दोबारा अगर हम पाकिस्तानी मार्केट की बात करें तो यहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा ट्रैवल की बात जब भी आती है तो हज और उम्रे की बात सबसे पहले आती है, क्योंकि everybody, even including our families, they want to go on हज और उम्रा. तो हज और उम्रे की कैटेगरी में Wego क्या कर रहा है, और अगर आप अपने कंपेटिटर्स की बात करें तो वो किस तरह से इंसेंटिवाइज कर रहे हैं, वो क्या पैकेजेस ऑफर कर रहे हैं, और Wego क्या डिफरेंट कर रहा है. तो हज और उम्रा स्पेसिफिक करके अगर हम बात करें तो आप उस बारे में क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
देखिए, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन. राइट नाउ अगर आप करंटली प्रोसेस देखें कि मार्केट में हाउ पीपल आर डूइंग उम्रा एंड हज, सो दे ऑल आर एजेंट्स, राइट? सो ऑल आर ट्रैवल एजेंट्स हु हैव पैकेजेस. ये आप लाइक लेट्स से इफ समवन वांट्स टू गो फॉर उम्रा, राइट, वो किसी एजेंट के पास जाएगा, एजेंट विल शो हिम 2 or 3 पैकेजेस, और ईच पैकेज विल डिफर इन प्राइस बेस्ड ऑन के वो कौन सी फ्लाइट है, वो कौन सा होटल है, राइट? यू चूज वन पैकेज and that's it. Now आप वहाँ जाते हैं, and if you get the arrangement what is promised is okay, अगर नहीं, and mostly people have complain about the transparency that they don't get what they were promised, right? So in terms of Wego, we are working in future for Haj and Umrah, and we are planning to bring them online. It will facilitate users a lot in terms for the same scenario we are talking about, right? Okay, for example, if you go for Umrah and you like a package, but you didn't like the hotel in that package and you want to change the hotel, the agent won't do that for you. Agent आपके लिए hotel नहीं change करेगा. But if you are using Wego and you are booking your flight for Umrah using Wego, you can change your flight. You can book flight according to your needs, according to your days, and also hotel. You can book whatever hotel you want. So I mean, I think that's how this religious thing will be more easier for users.
बिल्कुल सही बात है. जैसे आप एजेंट्स की बात कर रहे हैं, वो तो अक्सर इस काम में भी इतनी दो नंबरी करते हैं, अपने रेट्स लेने के चक्कर में हमें ख्वार कर देते हैं.
Yes,
तो
right.
आप ये कहना चाह रहे हैं कि वीगो में ये सारा प्रोसेस स्ट्रीमलाइंड है और इस चीज से नहीं गुजरना पड़ता एक इसाम महम को.
Yes. Yeah, for example, अभी एजेंट के पास आप जाते हैं ना, तो एजेंट मोस्टली एजेंट will tell you कि this package go this airline, for example, some XYZ airline, right? And you can't change it, but you don't have good experience with that airline. आप उसको change करवाना चाहते हैं, but agent won't do that for you. But in Wego, our framework is that we will show you all different fares from all different airlines, right? So user कोई भी choose कर सकता है, ठीक है, according to their needs. So that will help user a lot.
ये तो बहुत ही लाइफ आसान हो जाएगी इस तरह. तो बिल्कुल ठीक है. Gary. Okay. So Gary, as Ubaid told us about the incentives that are being provided here in the Pakistani market and how Wego office is working here, if we talk globally, you have offices on like 7 regions, right?
Yeah, great many. We're Jakarta, KL, Singapore, Dubai, Cairo, Lahore, Bangalore.
Okay, so you have to tell me what are the incentives that are being provided.
And the incentives. So, I mean, as he mentioned, there's travel benefit. We've got health and wellness benefits for people who, it could be for mental health. It could be for some headphones that make it easier for you to do your job. So it can be used for a great many things. There's also a bonus program depending on how the company does in terms of success. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there are any more.
And if like someone wants to move from one region to another, like an office shift kind of thing, is that easily possible?
Absolutely. I mean, the Pakistan office itself was formed with a core of engineers from Singapore, and they wanted to come back. This was just before COVID, and and so we shift people between the offices quite often, Singapore to Dubai.
And there's no difference in the incentives that are being provided?
Incentives are generally the same. Salary packages sometimes are adjusted depending on the local, sometimes changed on the local market.
They do. Okay, that is cool. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us for the podcast today. I had a great time. And for the viewers who were watching us today, thank you, and stay tuned for our next episode.